Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
It's a wonderful Friday. Right, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that we now handle State of the Nation address.
Honorable Leader, I don't think we need a motion. We don't need a motion.
Item 3, Government Business. Motion on the President's State of the Nation Address. That this House do agree with the State of the Nation Address graciously delivered by His Excellency the President, Dr. Lazarus Makate Chakwera on Friday, 14th February 2025. Continuation of general debate.
Thank you. Honorable Member for Nzimba North.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me join my colleagues in congratulating you for the noble cause which you have been called for, to go to Kiev to negotiate for peace. It's a noble cause, Madam Speaker. On the same note, Madam Speaker, let me congratulate you for a very nice year. I hope you have reached the maturity that it deserves. Madam Speaker, on the SONA, the President has alluded to the fact that they are renovating Kalonga and Mzuzu Airport. Actually, Kalonga Airport is being renovated by Lotus, the new owners of Kairekera. It's not a government commitment. Equally, Mzuzu Airport is being renovated by macadamia nuts who are going to start exporting macadamia from Ekwendeni. Let us appreciate what they are doing. It's very, very important. On the same note, Madam Speaker, I want to find out what is...
Honorable Member for Nzimba North, there's a point of order from the Deputy Minister of Transport.
Speaker, I'm standing on Standing Order 102, which says that a member shall be responsible for the accuracy of the fact that he or she alleges to be true. Now, Nzimba North stands in this House and alleges that it's actually Lotus that is maintaining Kalonga Airport, simply to take away the credit that His Excellency the President has to get for revamping air transportation in this country. I am the Deputy Minister of Transport, and I want to challenge him that it's actually government, through the government agency ADL, that is actually spearheading the revamping of our airports, including Kalonga and Mzuzu. In fact, for Mzuzu Airport, right now, I think this week, we are completing the extension of the runway so that we resume traffic from Lilongwe to Mzuzu and then Kalonga. As I'm speaking now, Malawi Airlines is ready to resume the flights as soon as we finish the extension of the runway. So I know that guy, the honorable member, doesn't see anything good in the leadership of Dr. Chakwera and in this government. But I want to challenge him that when he stands in this House, he has to tell us the truth, not the misinformation that he's telling us. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister. Honorable Member for Nzimba North, please take note on the information that the Honorable Minister has given you in terms of
thank you,
your
Madam,
presentation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On the same note, Madam Speaker, let me also request the government to provide an agreement which they have made with the Lotus who are investing in Kairekera now, and also the macadamia nuts. We will not go into agreements which are not going to benefit the North anymore. We would like these people to build a new state-of-the-art airport, which will be beneficial to the people of the Northern region. We cannot live by just having agreements which are going to provide forex to this country and the North not benefiting. I'm not going to stand for that, Madam Speaker. Secondly, Madam Speaker, let me also allude to the fact of the challenges which on the food security. This country is facing food security. The big challenge is the responsibility of ADMAC and NFR is confused. Apart from that, ADMAC for a long time has been the food basket and the stabilizer of food prices. Open ADMAC in the way it used to be, it will be very, very essential for this country. Madam, let me touch on the very sensitive part which the President missed money supply and the exchange rate. Madam Speaker, I wish the Minister of Finance was here. Why have you opened a loose account which is not managed by Parliament at Ministry of Finance, and they are cashing money and giving to people freely, and it is funded by MRI? The Minister of Finance and this government might explain. Only an insane person can allow this to be happening in a country. Billions of money have been siphoned through Ministry of Finance. And again, there is collusion. Forex is being traded at the Ministry of Finance. Forex is also being traded by the governor. There's a confusion between who is managing monetary finance and fiscal policy. Let the government stick to fiscal policy and not be selling Forex. I challenge you, no minister who collects dollars from the bank, when he comes back, he puts the dollars back to the bank. It never goes back. That is one of the leakages which are coming out. And all Asian shops which are trading in Forex, it is actually the leakages from the Reserve Bank. People in the Reserve Bank must be leaking for Forex. All Forex denominated dollars are recorded, and it's very easy to track where the money is going. Madam Speaker, having said that, I also want to touch on the Minister of Trade. Where is this Maguero farm? Maguero Industrial Zone. I understand it has been sold for 139 billion, and the money has gone into private hands. And they're intending to give to the investor free 441 hectares. It cannot be owned. When we designate government land for enterprise zone, it cannot so not be sold. It is irregular. Madam Speaker, taking to the SONA, I think the President alluded to the fact that he has seen and he knows where gold is being made in this country. From 2020 up to 2021, the Reserve Bank started buying the gold. From 2021 to 2022 up to now, the quantities of gold bought is the same. No wonder people are going to Dubai to auction the gold that is being found in Malawi by the leadership of this government. It must be investigated in full, because Malawi Reserve should have improved if we kept on buying the gold and for the good of this country. But instead, we're buying the gold and selling for the benefit of individuals who in the cabinet. I don't want to allude to the President, because the President said he knows where the gold is. Madam Speaker, in 2021, the President made a commitment that he's going to build Bata and Wanderers Football Stadium. The plans were drawn up by the GPP government. Up to now, nothing's happening on the ground. Was it a serious commitment or in a committal? Madam Speaker, I will take also to the future plans. The government of Chakwera should have listened to what is happening in the global market. The USAID is pulling out of Malawi. In fact, it has already suspended. The European Union is going back. When the economies are developing a protective scheme, we need to find inward investment in an economy so that we can build up on our own and we can be self-reliant. Madam Speaker, at this point, let us build a wealth fund which will be used to pay off debts and retire some of the international debts. Without a wealth fund, this country is doomed, because we don't know where we are going to build anymore, how to pay back our debts. On the same note, Madam Speaker, the tariffs which we are raising in this country, we rely on too much taxes, but not on the tariffs, which would also be beneficial to build on the wealth fund so that we can retire much of our debts. Having said that, Madam Speaker, the President appointed the Minister of Labour. Very, very good. That appointment was noble. But the Minister of Labour seems to be a minister of Peter Teams, closing companies because of Peter Teams. You have serious issues. You can't be a minister of Peter Teams going into each and every company. You are sending wrong signals to investors because...
Honorable, well, we've had the Honorable Minister of Environment, yeah. So, Honorable Leader.
Right, Honorable, we are mindful of Standing Order 97 and Standing Order 100, calling the Minister of Labour as a Minister of Pit Latrines. It's bad, and he must withdraw. We demand withdraw. He must withdraw.
Madam Speaker.
Thank you. There's another point of order from the Minister of Environment. Sorry, okay, yes. Actually, let me dispose of the first one before recognizing him. Honorable Member for Rumpi, Mzimba North. That's not parliamentary language. Can you please withdraw that, please?
Much obliged, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. And there's another point of order from Minister of Environment. Yes, Honorable. I'm being reminded that it has to be stated that you have withdrawn.
Madam Speaker, while I'm withdrawing the statement as Minister of Petroleum, Madam Speaker, let me go to the fact that this government, when it...
Sir, North, just
I am saying
withdraw.
I have withdrawn the minister word for Minister of Petroleum. So I don't know what is the problem. But I want to concentrate on the substantive matter which I want to present. Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member from Zimba North, there was another point of order from Honorable Minister of Environment.
Madam Speaker, if you go by the mandate of the Ministry of Labour, occupational health and safety is also one of their areas that they need to have oversight on. And it's a responsibility of the Republic to ensure that workplaces are also safe in as far as sanitation, occupation health is concerned. Now, when the minister is undertaking, he seems not to like it. Is it in order that a member of parliament should be able to disregard the need of having occupation health and safety at our workplaces? And is that the position of him and the people of his constituency, that we should allow the workplaces to go away without occupation safety and health?
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Environment. Honorable Member from Zimba North, that clarification that the Honorable Minister is responsible for health and of the workers under Minister of Labour's mandate. So please take note of that.
I have taken note of that, Madam Speaker. In 2022, when we passed a law to restrict trade unions and to restrict demonstrations, Madam Speaker, we very much restricted the very negotiating powers of trade unions, which could have been partaking in the discussions of occupational health and welfare of the workers. But this government removed the role of trade unions. And trade unions, once you have removed from the negotiating table, it becomes very difficult. So now the minister is the Minister of Abita, at the same time the Minister of Inspection.
Honorable Minister of Tourism, I've recognized you. I can only recognize you after. Thank you.
Let me also appreciate the role which the President of the Republic of Malawi played in Kenya. The President of the Republic of Malawi in Kenya, he was addressing a congregation conference on soil and soil conference, which was financed by the German government under AU heads of state. Madam Speaker, I quote, Malawi, from my time of coming into power, has been hit by Cyclone COVID-19, Cyclone Fred, Cyclone Ann. Madam Speaker, this country actually has been hit by Cyclone Chakwera. Chakwera is the cyclone himself. How are we going to solve that problem, Madam Speaker?
Honorable Member from Zimba North, can you stop reflecting on the President, please? Honorable Member from Zimba North. Zimba North, can you withdraw that and stop reflecting on the President, please?
Right, Honorable. Right, Honorable, there are some people who aim at causing havoc, and is one of them. When we repay them back, they say we are threatening them. They cry to you, they cry to the media. We will not allow and tolerate this. And I will stand here one day and talk about in Zimba North. If there is a member of parliament who has taken a lot of money, misused a lot of money, CDF is him. And he can ask me for information. Let him stand for 102. If there is a member of parliament who has violated Constituency Development Fund, it's him. If I'm lying, let him stand and ask me for accuracy. Then I'll provide to you and the whole house. But for the sake of respect, I'll leave it there.
Honorable. Honorable Member for Nzimba North, I did ask you to withdraw the statement on the President because our own standing orders do not allow us to reflect on the President. Can I get that withdraw, please?
Madam Speaker, I sincerely withdraw the way the cyclone Chakwera, and I put that a lot of cyclones which have taken place in this country, they will be bequeathed onto the government of the day. Madam Speaker, having said that, let me also go to Section 87 and Section 86 and 87 and 88, Madam Speaker.
Consider winding up, please.
Yes, I'm winding up, Madam Speaker. Section 86 and 87, Madam Speaker.
The Minister of Higher Education, I'll only recognize you after his presentation. Thank you.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Minister, I cannot give you now. The rules say 2 when he's making a presentation and then 2 after. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, I know why people...
Yes, it's only after. I can't do it now.
I'm concluding, Madam Speaker. I have withdrawn the way the cyclone Chakwera and replaced that with the way too many cyclones which have taken place in this country under his leadership. Madam Speaker, having said that, let me conclude by saying this. Section 87, Section 12, which is built on a sustained trust on the people of Malawi. People have no respect for the SONA which was delivered here in this country. The sustained trust is no longer there. Having said that, Madam Speaker, I am quite aware that the Section 86 and Section 87 mandates this Parliament, through you, Madam Speaker, to check on the capabilities and the thinking capabilities of people like Chimwendo. You might be mentally confused.
Honorable Member for Nzimba North.
And equally, Madam Speaker,
Nzimba North.
the cabinet that is
Nzimba North. Honorable Member for Nzimba North, you know how we're supposed to address each other in the House, and can you please stop reflecting on Honorable Member? And your time was already up, please, Honorable. Thank you.
I summarize and conclude by saying, Madam Speaker, this country must provide specialist doctors in this country to check on the mental capacity of some leaders in the cabinet. And
few remarks.
With these few remarks, Madam Speaker, let the head of state be investigated for his mental thinking. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Nzimba North. There was a point of order which came from the Honorable Minister of Tourism. Are you still? Yes, and then Minister of Information. Sorry, Higher Education.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think my point of order on the insinuation by the honourable member who just assumed his seat regarding how we are supposed to treat people that are working in the tea estates or in other industries. Because the government of His Excellency, Dr. Lazarus Makate Jagwera, is saying that we need to promote decent work for all. So it doesn't matter. The fact that he is a member of parliament does not in any way make him a superior human being than somebody else that is working in a tea estate. So the Minister of Labour is within his jurisdiction and his rights to go and supervise works there and also to ensure that decent work is being promoted in this country for all Malawians that are working. I so thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister of Tourism. Honorable Minister of Higher Education.
Okay, what is out of order is, number one, the honorable member who just took his seat actually has shown, I think it's out of order for a member of parliament not to care for Malawians.
Can I have order, please?
I would like Malawians
can I have
to know
order on my left?
that
Order, please.
Honorable
Order, please.
who was speaking doesn't care about the women who are working, that the issue of sanitation does not matter to him. He feels pain when ministers are doing their work to make sure that Malawians are safe. The second thing I wanted to say is out of order. Is someone coming from DPP to not know that the cyclone that has hit Malawi is cyclone DPP. DPP is the problem because we got into government,
on my
they have
left,
stolen money, this.
Choro Central.
They stole money
Choro
and out
Central.
of
I can't
every
hear the
100
honorable
kwacha,
member. Please,
80
please.
is, we are paying their mistakes. He can't sit here and talk about cyclone. You are the cyclone. Cyclone is DPP. You are the people who have made us fail to cope because we are cleaning up your mistakes. And from now onwards, let's not lie. You don't have the moral authority to talk to us. You do not have the authority to tell us how to run this economy. When we got into government, bills were not paid. And instead of you being grateful that we cleared this, you are telling us of cyclone. Cyclone is yourselves.
Thank
cyclone
you.
DPP.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, can we reduce the noise? I couldn't even get half of the things that were being said. No, we're not continuing. Can we have order, please? Can we have order? Honorable member for Chitipa South, and then Salima South, this Southeast. No, Salima, is it Southwest? Southwest.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for recognizing the people of Chitipa South to add a voice on the SONA, which was ably presented in this August House by the State President, His Excellency Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera. But before I do that, everybody else here has congratulated you. So who am I, who are the people of Chitipa South not to do that? Congratulations are in order for the highest office that you have attained. Madam Speaker, if there is a SONA which Malawians must be proud of, it's the SONA which His Excellency presented on 14th of February, 2025. Madam Speaker, I will zero in first on issues to do with Chitipa South and Chitipa District. Apart from what His Excellency highlighted, my constituency has benefited under the leadership of Dr. Chakwera by having a rural hospital in Ntarire. All other governments before have never thought of the people of Chitipa South to give them a rural hospital. Yet people have to travel, have to be referred to Chitipa District at a distance of 120 kilometers. Now it would be very unwise, very unthinkable for the people of Chitipa South not to appreciate the good work that His Excellency has done for us. Unless there's some witchcraft taking place somewhere for those who are not appreciating the good job that His Excellency is doing. Madam Speaker, it's not only that. We have also benefited through CDF by having a very magnificent maternity wing in Chitipa, in my constituency. Also, Terere Health Center, as we are speaking right now at Terere Health Center, through Ministry of Water, we are being given a high-yielding borehole to serve the community. We have also benefited from rural electrification program under MAREP Phase 9. Madam Speaker, let me highlight some projects which government of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera is doing, and the previous government completely failed. I will start with, in fact, to say the previous government is respect. I should be saying DPP. Because if I say the previous government, it's like I'm afraid of anybody. It's DPP. So let me highlight some of them. The first one is the Rumbi.
Member for Chitipa South, there's a point of order. Yes, Honorable Leader of Opposition.
Right, Honorable Speaker, sir. Right. Speaker, sir, Madam. Right Honorable Speaker, Madam.
Members, order on my right.
Is it in order for the Honorable Member of Chitipa
South
to forget that the Rural Growth Center was initiated by the DPP? All this which is talking about the hospital is the DPP that initiated. I was even the Minister of Local Government. Thank you.
to you, Honorable Leader of Opposition. Honorable Member for Chitipa South, take note of the clarification from the Leader of Opposition.
I'm not talking of initiations here, Madam Speaker. I'm talking about which government has done what for us. Madam Speaker, the Rumpi, Nyika and Harire Chitipa Road, they just carried out a very big breaking ceremony at Bolero. Nothing happened. It's the current government under the leadership of Dr. Chakwera that has started redoing that road. We have a road from Mpata to Harire. That road, they did nothing. But the current government has now procured the contractors to start working on it. They failed the Iromba Road completely. The current government is doing Iromba Road. They failed the Gender Edingeni Road. The current government is doing it. They failed the Chakazi Bridge in Mzimba. The current government is doing it. They failed Mberwa University. The current government is doing it. They failed Muzuzu Airport. The current government is doing it. Madam Speaker, I'm not seeing any points of orders. Maybe something wrong. Let me talk about mining. Madam Speaker, there are misconceptions. I listened to the SONA, which was ably delivered by the state president. I listened to the responses from opposition leaders. One of the responses was blaming government for not doing enough in mining. Here I am with facts that it's only the government of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera that has delivered significantly in the mining sector. The government under leadership of Dr. Chakwera has signed mining agreements with Global Metals in Mzimba, with Lotus Resources in Karonga, and as we are speaking right now, Madam Speaker, the mining in Karonga is at an advanced stage. They have already employed 364 Malawians. Malawians have been employed. Out of these, you may wish to note that professionals, 16, skilled laborers, 194, unskilled laborers, 154. And by mid of this year, the mining will be fully operational. They will employ 1,400 Malawians. And government of Malawi will be getting about 27.81 million US dollars per annum from that mine. And someone is here telling Malawians that the government of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera has not done anything. Is he okay in his head? Madam Speaker, on the same mining, let me talk about SONA services, Kasia Rutile. This one is a graphite rutile project, and once concluded, 645 million US dollars will be realized, and the Malawi government will benefit 99.65 million US dollars per annum. We also have Indian resources in Baraka, Isinikangankunde. That one will be generating 57.94 million US dollars. We have Global Metals in Mzimba, 2 million US dollars. We have Mkango mining resources in Palombe. It will be generating 34 million US dollars per annum. by the end of the day, Malawi will be getting 221.34 million US dollars per annum from mining. Madam Speaker, let me talk about MAREP. I will compare the MAREP 9, which has been done under the current leadership, and MAREP 8 and 8 extended, which was done under the DPP government. MAREP phase 9 had challenges, yes, we accept. There were some forex challenges, there were problems here and there are delays, up to now they have not yet completed. But distribution of centers was very fair. MAREP phase 8.
You have a minute to go.
No. Okay, Madam Speaker, I'll be very fast. Under MAREP phase 8 and 8 extended, Kasungu got 20 centers, Dowa 21 centers, Cheu 20, Mulanje 30, Tioro 41 centers. So I'm just trying to go through so that people can see. Finally, Madam Speaker, because the president is delivering, there were rumors out there that, MCP is bringing a bill and Chilenga is the one who is going to present it. They wanted to limit, they want to put age limit. There is no such a bill, Madam Speaker. Nobody is afraid of DPP. Even if someone had brought that bill, the president would not assent to it. He is a democratic president who would want to win through a ballot box, not through from standing. And some people, let me also talk about, there are some people who call themselves as political analysts. They are saying in Malawi, 50+1 cannot work. Madam Speaker, in September, 50+1 will work. If it is not going to work for Pikinini parties, for the mighty Malawi Congress Party, it will work and they will win with over 70%. Madam Speaker, with those few remarks, I 100% support the SONA, Boma and Romweri.
Honorable member for Cholo South. But you pressed it long time ago, and you can't tell whether it was on this one or it like that. Yes, so it was when we had a different honorable on the floor, and you've kept it like that without removing now. At least when you put it, remove it. Otherwise, how do you know from the time we had honorable member from Zimba North, this has been on up to now?
Yeah, but you have not.
No. I couldn't because I had already recognized two people. What I'm saying is it has been here and it's very difficult for me to know that you wanted to speak because it's been here since the time that we had Zimba North on the floor.
The point of order.
Honorable member for Cholo South.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving the people of Cholo Southwest to ask, not to ask, but to question something. Is it in order, Madam Speaker, for the member who has just resumed his seat to be sitting on this side of opposition when we have, are you the Speaker?
Chair South.
Madam Speaker, is it in order for the member who has just resumed his seat to be sitting this side when we have evidence that he actually joined the Malawi Congress Party?
Thank you, honorable member. That's something that I don't think I can say anything on that point. Sorry? Yes, Honorable Member for Salima South West. What has gone out of order? Well, you have no information and data on my desk.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, is it in order? It's happening for the second time this week that the leader of the House, being the Minister of Local Government, is privileged to information regarding CDF. Now, is it in order that he comes here using that information to insinuate that other members are using CDF money and they are misusing it? Because, Madam Speaker, if one is misusing CDF funding, the leader knows where to report. We have not built hotels in Salima or in Mangochi or anywhere using CDF. We are using CDF for our people, which is government money, which does not belong to anyone but to Malawians. Now, to come here and be belittling other members of parliament because you are privileged to that information, is it in order, Madam Speaker? Should this continue? Because now we are going to respond and will be taken as if we are being very rude. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Blantyre City Southwest. I think the issue, one, in terms of procedure, you're raising the matter after that issue was disposed of, was Honorable Member from Mzimba North had spoken. We are now on Chitipa South, and the time that the leader of the House mentioned the matter, the Honorable Member was in the House. He should have either disputed what was stated by the Honorable Leader of the House there and then. So, in real sense, in terms of procedure, you're coming in after we've disposed of the matter of Mzimba North. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Member for Blantyre City Southwest, Saro City Southeast. Yes, it happened to you. Was that matter raised when it happened? Because we cannot be moving and procedurally.
When it happened to me, Madam Speaker, unfortunately there was some chaos and we ended up being kicked out. I was supposed to bring it, and today it has happened again, and I know it will continue. Just because it's privileged to that information, this is my question to you. You need to rule on this, Madam Speaker, because it's only opposition members that are being belittled with this CDF. None from there has been told how much he has spent. So I would like, if that is how we should move, let him bring the expenses for all members of parliament that are in here, including the government side, including his constituency. Then we can compare and see who has stolen should be reported. But to come here and be saying that, no, you have used, did he want us not to use the CDF money?
Honorable Member for Blantyre City Southwest, Honorable Leader of the House, there's that concern.
Madam, last time I spoke about his constituency, it was on a positive note. I never spoke against him. I said he has paid loans up to 40 million, and it was not on a negative. I spoke it, it's only today that I've spoken in a negative way to Mzimba North, because he was reducing the president who has been giving support. And I confess, I spoke negatively to him. But for Blantyre Southeast, it was not on negative. Everybody heard in this country, the answer is there. No, I never said you stole money. I said you gave loans and CDF allows loans to be paid. I never said you stole money. But for Mzimba South, for Mzimba North, I have evidence. I have evidence, and that I said, can you demand 1 or 2 so that I produce that evidence? Let me also say, as a minister responsible for local councils,
When you say there is nothing that has happened in your constituency, and I see DC is giving me information that you have spent and their projects, it is my responsibility to say, done this, you have done this. There is nothing wrong to stand here and say you have done this, you have done this. And if anyone has abused resources, the law will take its course. But on record, I never said Blanta Southeast abused resources. I never said so.
Honorable Member for Salima Southeast, Honorable, we have had a lot of interventions on this matter. Honorable Leader of Opposition.
Right, Honorable Speaker, Madam. The law in this country provides that you are innocent unless you are proved guilty. Is it in order that the Leader of the House has, according to him, to deem the people in the opposition, some members, to be guilty before they are who are innocent, but according to him, they are deemed to be guilty? I would say that if he has got any issues, then the due process of law has. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Leader of Opposition. Yeah, indeed, what you have said is right. Thank you. Honorable members, let us make progress. Salima South, is it Southeast?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for giving chance to people of Salima Northwest constituency to contribute to...
Honorable Member for Nzimba North, you were in the House. The issue was raised when you were here. You left the chamber. We finished. Now we can't be going back to the same business. The matter that was raised by the Leader of the House was raised during your presentation here on the floor. We can't be moving and procedurally like that, Honorable. Please. Salima Southeast. Proceed.
Madam Speaker, is Salima Northwest.
Northwest, sorry.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Madam Speaker. And I bring you greetings from Gogocharo Kombeza, Gogocharo Makanjira, in Salima Northwest constituency. Madam Speaker, for the first time in the history of this country, if there is SONA, that all of us here as members of parliament should be proud of, is the SONA which was presented here on the 14th of February 2025. The reason is that SONA exhibited few things which have never been done here before. Number one, the SONA was presented with composure and energy.
Salima Northwest, there's a point of order in Nzimba North. What has gone out of order?
Madam Speaker, it is out of order when he is speaking. What is out of order? He's speaking freely on his constituency, and yet when I'm talking about my constituency, the Minister of Local Government seems to be administering my constituency. He's not administering my constituency. Let him administer the party's constituency, not my constituency. I don't even touch CDF money. I don't even handle CDF money. Why is this peculiar?
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, Honorable Member for Nzimba North. Thank you. Salima North, please proceed.
Yes, thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I will say we should all be proud of the presentation of that SONA for a number of reasons. Number one, Madam Speaker, the energy at which His Excellency the President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera presented, he exhibited composure. And for the first time in history, Madam Speaker, we all should be happy. He was accountable to every district and mentioned us by names. We've never seen that before. Otherwise, we were under a threat of hearing from a CD. And the president showed that he knows us and is part of this August House. To that, I salute on behalf of people of Salima Northwest constituency. I salute His Excellency Dr. Lazarus Chakwera. If people are not comfortable with that, it's their problem. But at least me, for one, I was mentioned in that SONA, which none of the previous leaders did before. And for that reason, Madam Speaker, before I even go further, People of Salima Northwest Constituency would like to congratulate you for your appointment into the IPU. You are an achiever, and a lot is coming for you. Madam Speaker, agreeing with His Excellency the President, my constituency, which I represent here, witnesses the mushrooming projects that have taken place in Salima Northwest Constituency, and want to agree with the contents of the SONA. For example, Madam Speaker, I want to split and pronounce some of the funds that have done wonders in my constituency. For example, and under the Sustainable Fisheries, Aquaculture Development and Watershed Management, for the first time, which we struggled before 2020, we have seen the construction of Chikombe Fish Landing Site and the Kafumu Fish Landing Site. If you go to my constituency, this is a lecture district, and this is a lecture constituency. Beach village committees used to struggle in terms of managing the fishing from Lake Malawi. Today they've got safer at least to manage their business. If you go to JSID has done wonders in this constituency. Under the leadership of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, he has reduced the walking distance for women that were walking over 20 kilometers to seek maternal care. Now that has been reduced to lower than 5 kilometers, 8 kilometers, which is a huge milestone. We just over the past weekend, Madam Speaker, witnessed the opening of maternity wing at Nema and an OPD, which was never there before. And this is what JSID has done as a wonder working source and fund in my constituency. Using DDF, we are as well a beneficiary of DDF. We have now Matenje EPA. Before 2019, Madam Speaker, we never had that infrastructure. But now we have Matenje EPA constructed using the DDF. When His Excellency came to Salima and addressed Malawians during a rally that he held at Katerela, he said, I'm going to provide electricity to Kapirintiwa, Nsaza, Kasonda. I want to testify here, Madam Speaker, that we are now connected. We have got power. We have got power now at Kapirintiwa. We have got electricity at Nsaza. We have got electricity at Kasonda and many other places, Madam Speaker. So to mention here, all this is because of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera and Marep Nai. Madam Speaker, if somebody thinks I can be disturbed because of that jittery, they're just wasting time. Let me say that secondary education expansion development, we have seen the construction of Kote CDSS, which was never there before. Under CDF, we want to thank Dr. Lazarus Chakwera for upward revision of CDF. We've got quite a lot that we have done. And I'm sure if there wasn't a leader in the name of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who has got a heart for the country, and who really wanted to see to it that there is infrastructure in our constituencies, my constituency would not have enjoyed what we are seeing now. People used to have difficulties in crossing some of the flooding rivers, but we have managed to construct the Kote Bridge, which was never there before. We have managed to construct the Kaninga Bridge, which was never there before. We have managed to construct Chipodo Bridge, which was never there before. We have managed to construct Chifungo Bridge using CDF, which was never there before. Thanks to the government of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera. Madam Speaker, the same CDF has done wonders in my constituency. Learners used to learn from a tree. We now have learners learning from a distant classroom using CDF. Those blocks that we found before 2019 that were in bad shape, we have managed to rehabilitate, and such blocks are at Inchenga. If you go at Chitara, we have rehabilitated some blocks. If you go at Kambeza using CDF. This is all because of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera. Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Education has got a program known as Malawi Education Reform Program, MEP. MEP to us is a game changer. And we want to thank the leadership of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera and the Ministry of Education for what they're doing. 35% of the total allocated school blocks are now into use in my
Honorable Member for
constituency.
Salima Northwest, consider winding up.
Yes, I'm winding up, Madam. It's just to show that I'm so happy with what was presented in this House. And we shall ever remember that State of the Nation address made by His Excellency the President, because it is a true reflection of what is happening now and what is on the ground now. And Madam Speaker, I want to sit down a happy person and supporting fully the SONA which was presented in this House on Friday, the Valentine's Day, and the Valentine's jubilation was shared to all of us because nobody here was mentioned. If somebody was not comfortable because it did not make good use of the CTF or some resources that come. But otherwise we stood up here happy because at least I was mentioned. People at home heard that their son is in here representing them because His Excellency mentioned me, His Excellency mentioned you here. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity, and I sit down happily supporting SONA. Thank you.
Very much, Honorable Member for Salima Southeast. Honorable Minister of Sports, I've seen you. Are you wanting to contribute or?
Madam Speaker, I know when the Honorable Member from Zimba North was making his submission, there was a little chaos, but he made some pronouncements in his submission concerning the two stadia that the government is constructing in Blantyre for Wanderers and Bullets.
Honorable Minister, you're referring to the statement that was done earlier?
Yes, I was raising, Madam Speaker.
Yes, but that would be unprocedural for us, Honorable.
I was raising, Madam Speaker, to put matters in proper perspective. You did not recognize me, but I still feel duty bound to explain the matters that he raised. He stated that these two projects have been abandoned, which is not correct. Madam Speaker, when those projects were initiated, there was no budget for those projects. There was no any allocation. The contractors, Madam Speaker, were ordered to start the work, but they were not given a single kwacha. And it is this Chakwera administration which has cleared all the monies that the contractors used to construct those projects. The contractors stopped working because they were not given any money. And we have cleared over 3 billion in arrears. And we are allocating more money in this budget to complete those projects. And I want to assure Malawians that those projects will be completed. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Sports. Honorable Member for Zongba, Changalume, and then Salima Central.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for recognizing the people of Zomba Changalume.
Honorable Member for Zimba North.
Madam Speaker.
Member, can you stop desisting from using the mic before I've recognized you, please? I've not yet recognized you. Yes. What I wanted to find out, you're rising on a point of order, or what is the problem?
Yes,
Sorry?
he's trying to disturb me. What is the problem?
Okay, you have the floor.
Madam Speaker, when I was referring to the stadium that nothing is on the ground, it's exactly what he's saying. They have done nothing. So if the stadium, there's no contractor, nothing is happening on the ground, and yet the SONA of 2022 reflected that they have funded the stadium. What is wrong in admitting that nothing is happening on the ground? That is what I was reflecting to. And in my earlier submission, you ruled me out of order that it is procedural. Why did you allow this minister to talk? I am an elected member, and people should not use their power under section 12. Even if you are a cabinet minister, you cannot use your power to abuse that power against another member of parliament. It is irregular, and this is now consistently being done here under this Chimwendo and this government. It cannot be.
The honorable member, I hope you know that government and cabinet has this responsibility to clarify on policy and direction of government. It is in their mandate and responsibility as ministers to clarify issues. That doesn't mean that they are demeaning you as members of parliament. No, it is their duty to do the clarification. Thank you. Honorable member for Zomba Jangalume.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for recognizing the people of Zomba Jangalume to add a voice to the SONA, which was represented by the State President, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, in this August House last Friday. Madam Speaker, the people of Zomba Jangalume would like to congratulate you for your appointment. As you know, good hearts always attracts good things. Oh, yes. So, Madam Speaker, it's because of your good heart, that's why you have been appointed to that responsibility. Oh, yes. Madam Speaker, on the onset, let me use this opportunity to thank the people of Zomba Jangalume for entrusting me to represent them in this August House. As you are aware, Madam Speaker, I was voted on 31st March 2021. To date, I've served 3 years. Madam Speaker, I'm emphasizing on the period with a reason which you appreciate at the end of my contribution. Madam Speaker, it is because of this responsibility which is aligned to my charge that I stand in this House to appreciate my bosses and the President of the Republic of Malawi because of increasing the CDF, which has done tremendous works in our various constituencies. Madam Speaker, the President presented the SONA, and is in his SONA, he listed so many projects which he has done, which were endless, and he could not touch all the constituencies. So, Madam Speaker, I'm standing in this House just to appreciate some of the projects which have been done in my constituency, which the President did not touch in his SONA, for people to appreciate, and for the people in my constituency also to appreciate what we have done. Madam Speaker, I've got a list of some projects which I've done since I was voted as their representative in this August House. First of all, Madam Speaker, I'll start with Namade Bridge. I constructed 11 meters bridge at Namade using CDF. Madam Speaker, I've completed Mwadoka Secondary School, which is in operation now, and it has helped to reduce the distances which students were covering for them to access a secondary school. Madam Speaker, I've also constructed Nankunda Bridge, which connects the people of Nankunda and Mulumbe. I've done road protection work at Pastoral Center. Madam Speaker, this road connects people from Tondwe, Mwandama, Dindi, Machado, Golgota, Swaswa, who always go to Tondwe to do their businesses. Madam Speaker, number 5, I've done Tondwe Sajiga Bridge, which is 12 meters using CDF. I've done Maera Jordan Bridge, which is 38 meters. Madam Speaker, on this Maera Jordan Bridge, when we received a new public works, when he came and visited the bridge, he asked me one question. He said, did you use CDF or it was government-funded project? I said, no, it was CDF. Madam Speaker, he was amazed because of the length of the bridge and the quality of the materials which were used on the bridge. Number 7, Madam Speaker, I've managed to build Majawa Bridge,
9 meters using CTF. I've managed to build Musoa Bridge, which is 11 meters using CTF. Madam Speaker, Jesse has helped us to build a clinic, Namadidi Clinic. Madam Speaker, it's been years.
Wow, you're doing it wrong.
At Namadidi, people could not access any medical service because they had to travel to Zomba Central, but because of this medical Namadidi Clinic, they are going to be saved right in their doorstep. Madam Speaker, I've also built Namadidi Market using TTF.
Wow.
Right now, as I'm talking, the government is rehabilitating 3 health centers. Wow. Tondo Health Center, Mwandama Health Center, and Maira Health Center.
That's great.
Madam Speaker, let me take this opportunity to appreciate the President.
Oh, yeah.
We have received 3 modern secondary schools, which have been built by this government, by Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, in my constituency. Madam Speaker, they have constructed Namadidi CTSS, Maera CTSS, Swaswa CTSS. These are modern secondary schools, Madam Speaker. Lastly, we are electrifying 3 centers. Madam Speaker, we are electrifying 3 centers using CDF. Nsamba, Linjizi, and Dindi. And we are also extending some electrical lines to Mwanoka Secondary School, which has just been built by CDF, and in Achikwangwala and Kwabatira. Madam Speaker, I was explaining all this just to appreciate what the CDF and other projects through our donors have been done in my constituency. I know the President could not touch everything in his SONA, but this is the opportunity that I wanted to highlight more on some of the projects. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, and I support the SONA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Zomba Changarume. I did recognize Salima Center, but unfortunately time has not been extended. So you would have to do your will on Monday, because we have not had time extension. Thank you. Yes, Leader.
Right, Honorable Speaker, this week members have been responding to SONA, and those that have not managed to do so, there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday and Tuesday, they can still contribute to SONA for the next remaining 2 days. We have ended the week on a high note. Wanted to thank you, the manner you have chaired proceedings yesterday and today, and your 2 deputy speakers, the manner they have done that, and honorable members for taking part in the deliberations. Next week is going to be very crucial for us, because you are aware, you announced, Madam, that after SONA, the President is coming back to respond to questions for SONA, and then a budget statement to be presented next week on Friday. It's going to be a great week for us. It's time for weekend. I would like to wish you a wonderful weekend as we celebrate your appointment into the IPU. It's not a mean achievement for Malawi. You deserve that, because you have demonstrated quality leadership across, and we thank you for that. And for honorable members, let's go and rescue our constituencies this weekend. I wish you a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Leader, and once again, thank you very much for the compliments. Honorable members, it is Friday today. I remember yesterday, I think it was Honorable Member for Nchisi East. I think it was, I can't remember who was the honorable saying, I think it was the Deputy Minister of Health, who was saying, is he saying this in the chamber to prepare for a visa? So I don't know if the visa has been granted to you, because clearly it was clear that the mentioning of the name, I think according to the Deputy Minister, was because you wanted a visa for the weekend. I hope the visa has been granted to all of us who need visas. And to my colleagues who are responsible for issuing out visas here, I hope the Deputy Minister of Water has already issued a visa to where she's supposed to issue the visas. But honorable members, have a lovely weekend. I now adjourn the House to Monday, 2 p.m. House adjourned.
Well, that is how the House has concluded its deliberations today. But before we go, a recap of today's business on the floor. The House commenced its business with questions on notice to ministers for oral replies under government business. Under general business, rather. 3 ministries took questions from honorable members, and these ministries are Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Ministry of Lands, and Ministry of Information. The questions came from honorable members representing the following constituencies: Zuzu City, Cheo North, Rumpi West, and Salima South East, among others. General debate on the President's State of the Nation address continued, and the following members made their contributions: Nzimba North, Chitipa South, Salima Northwest, and Zomba Changalume. The Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Catherine Godani-Hara, MP, has since adjourned the House until Monday, 24th February 2025 at 2 p.m. Pamenepo ndiye pamapeto pazokambirana za aphungu lero kuno ku Nyumba ya Malamulo. Tingokumbutsana zina mwa zomwe aphungu akambirana. Maunduna atatu lero ndiwo ayankha mafunso ochokera kwa aphungu m'nyumbayi, ndipo maundunawa ndi unduna oona za maphunziro, unduna oona za malo komanso unduna oona zofalitsa nkhani. Ndipo aphungu omwe anafunsa mafunsowa ndi ochokera madera a Mzuzu City, Kasungu North, Rumpi West, komanso Salima South East. Aphungu lero anapitiriza kuthira ndemanga pa uthenga omwe mtsogoleri wa dziko lino Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera adapereka m'nyumbayi ku mtundu wa Malawi lachisanu pa 14 February 2025. Ndipo aphungu omwe ayikapo ndemanga pa uthengawu ndi ochokera madera a Mzimba North, Chitipa South, Salima Southwest, komanso Zomba Changalume. Pakadali pano, Spikala wa Nyumba ya Malamulo olemekezeka a Catherine Godani-Hara, MP, ayimitsa zokambirana m'nyumbayi kufikira lolemba pa 24 February 2025 nthawi ya 2 koloko masana. Malo mwa anzanga onse ogwira ntchito kuno ku Parliament Television.
Osayiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.